Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden, and in today's video we're going to be ranking every Nissan Z car or Nissan Fairlady Z chassis, whatever you want to call it, from worst to best. In my opinion, there's 7 generations of the Nissan Z. We're not going to be ranking the 240Z, 260Z, and 280Z separately, considering they're the same chassis, just different motors. So there are 7 total of the Fairlady Z, and we're going to be ranking them from worst to best. Recently we did it with the Accord generations, we did it with the Civic generations, and now today we're doing it with the Z generations. But I'm always open for any other suggestions. Just make sure that the generations has at least more than, I would say, 5. Otherwise the video is going to be too small. As a matter of fact, today's video is probably going to be very short, because there's only 7 generations, only 7 cars to talk about. So today's video is probably going to be very short, and otherwise I could just do a YouTube short on it if it's a very small. Like if you're going to be like, you should rank the NSX generations. First gen with the pop-up headlights is the best. The NA2 with the fixed headlights, but same chassis as the first gen, is the second best, and the new one, the NC1s or whatever they're called, are the third best. There you go. there's my NSX rankings. Either way, media of the day is That Love by Cloudy Field. I recommended a Cloudy Field song a long time ago, and then one of you guys told me to listen to this one, and it was incredible. This band gives off like Evanescence vibes. Like it's so good. It's such a good song. If you're in for like a new rock song, it's kind of like, I don't know, makes me want to go like be a knight in the medieval war and fight for my princess or something. Call me corny, but that's what it makes me want to do. These songs are incredible. Without further ado, let's go right into it though with ranking every Nissan Z generation from worst to best. And coming in at the number 7 spot, and in my opinion easily the worst of the Nissan Z cars, is the S130 280ZXs. The 280ZXs, I feel like, are just, in my humble opinion, I'm right 95% of the time, I feel like 280ZXs are just worse looking versions and worse handling versions than 240Zs, 260Zs, and specifically the 280Zs. It has the same motor as the 280Z, a 2.8 liter inline 6, but it's just heavier. Now, the ZX part, for those who don't know, kind of implies that it's a little bit more like comfortable. Like that's like the Z cars luxury line, but that's not what people were asking for. I don't understand why Nissan even ever decided to do this with the Z cars, to try and make them like somewhat luxurious in some sense and try and make it like bougie. They raised the price on the 280ZXs while decreasing the performance of them. I think the 280ZX S130 is clearly the worst generation of the Nissan Z car. I just feel like if you like these cars, you'll probably love the 240Zs. They're just better. And yeah, coming in at the number 6 spot is going to be going to the Z31 300ZX. I feel like the Z31 is a little bit of an underrated JDM car through and through, but I will be honest, it's definitely not one of the better Z cars. It is still a Z car, so in my opinion it's still good, but it's definitely has some problems. It actually kind of shares the same problems with the 280ZX, as a matter of fact. Again, this was that time period where for some reason Nissan decided to try and make these cars luxurious, and so it just added a bunch of weight that was unnecessary, and that was the Z31's main problem. First of all, looks wise, let's get this out of the way. A lot of people don't like the looks of the Z31. I didn't like the looks a long time ago, and don't get me wrong, I still don't think they're the best looking Z car out there, but they have grown on me for sure. They do look pretty decent once you modify them, which I know it can be said for pretty much any car, but either way, the Z31's main problem is the fact that they're just too heavy. They have too much stuff going on. They tried to make it luxurious for the 80s, which just never really worked out. And on top of that, the motor isn't great. The 3-liter V6, the VG30s, they're not great motors for either building power, for reliability reasons, or for working on them or anything like that. They're just kind of a bad motor. You know, a Z car has a pretty good motor? The number 5 spot, the RZ34Z. Yeah. Listen, I know it shouldn't be called this, because the reason why they call the 370Z is because it comes with a 3.7 liter. The reason why they call the 280Z is because it comes with a 2.8 liter. 300Z, the 300Z, because it comes with a 3 liter. I understand that, but I feel like they should have just called it the 400Z. I don't know. I feel like, even though I know it doesn't come with a 4 liter V6, I feel like they should have just called it the 400Z. It would have made sense. But either way, I consider this the next generation. I know some people are just saying that it's like a reworked Z34 pretty much. It just is a new body, pretty much a facelift 370Z. I guess that makes a little bit of sense, but it has a whole new motor. It has the same motor that they put in the Q50 Red Sports, which is very good, obviously. The motor is incredible for building power. It's very reliable. It's twin turbo from factory, which, you know, first Z to ever come from factory with a turbo, which is something at least. But I can't get behind the looks of it. There's just something about this car. The RZ34, it's not a bad looking car. I'm not saying it's ugly. It just is like, I don't know, it just feels like underwhelming, I guess is the best way to put it. Going from the newest Z car to the first Z car, coming in at the number 4 spot is the S30, which is the 240Z, the 260Z, or the 280Z. Obviously, the 280Z is the best of those. It's the most displacement, has the most horsepower. It is a little bit heavier than the 240 and 260Zs, obviously, but not by much. worthy of mentioning at least. And obviously the S30 started it all. You have to give credit where credit is due. It's the grandfather of the Z cars, and it deserves a little bit of recognition for that. I love them. I mean, I feel like everybody does. They're one of the most legendary JDM cars of all time. They're a grandfather of the JDM cars, obviously, and they deserve praise for that. But personally, I don't think I would personally like to own one. Like, my 350Z already was a little bit struggling for space. I'm going to be honest. Like, I had a lot of legroom and headroom and stuff, but just no other space besides that. And the S30 is obviously significantly smaller than those. It's also not that fast. It's a lightweight chassis, though, so that's pretty good. But they're pretty good. They're cool cars. I just wouldn't give them any higher than 4th. Coming in at 3rd place, this is where the personal preference starts to play a role here, and people are probably going to start to get mad because I'm putting the Z34 370Z in 3rd place, which the 370Z, in my opinion, it kind of is just an overall better 350Z, which obviously we haven't ranked the 350Z yet, so why is that? I loved my 350Z, man. It has a special place in my heart. I don't know. I know a lot of people think that the 370Z and the 350Z look exactly the same, but they don't. And obviously, us car guys know that. We know that they look significantly different. We can tell the differences between a 370Z and a 350Z. And I don't know what it is, but I just couldn't ever get behind the looks of a 370Z. I think the 350Z looks so much better. Is the 370Z an overall just better platform, plain and simple? Yeah. It still has a 6-speed manual. It's right around the same weight. It has more horsepower from factory. The motor's more reliable and better at building power. The transmission, well, that's the only thing I would say. The CD009 and the 350Z is definitely better. But it's still rear-wheel drive. You know, it's definitely just the overall better car. But the looks-wise, I can't get over the looks of the 370Z. I think the 350Z looks better. And also, price is a big one too. The price of a 350Z is obviously a lot cheaper, but also it just has a special place in my heart. It has a little bit of sentimental value to Mark Roden. And so that means obviously coming in at 2nd place is going to be going to the Z33 350Z. Yeah, they're not much different, obviously. They have different motors and different transmissions and stuff like that, but both the motors are VQ motors. They're both relatively similar. The only big upside is that the 370Z, again, can handle a lot more power than the 350Z can, but I love the 350Z, man. For those who don't know, this was my first sports car I ever bought. I had a PT Cruiser as my first car. This was my first fun car I ever decided to buy. I learned manual on this car. It was so much fun. I want a 350Z again so bad. They're just such good cars, especially for their price in 2026. I mean, you can find a 350Z for $8 grand, and at that point, you're getting 300 horsepower, rear-wheel drive, limited slip differential, 6-speed manual with a pretty high revving V6 that, you know, can it make good power? No, but it can make enough. Like, you can make these cars, like, they can handle, like, I would say, like 450 horsepower until it's like, okay, now it's starting to get scary. Which, sure, in order to get there, you need to turbocharge the car pretty much, but still, that's not bad. And overall, it's just such a fun platform, and I just love how they look. I've always loved the 350Z design. It is just beautiful. But obviously, if you know the process of elimination and you know all the Nissan Z cars, and you know that that means 1st place, and in my opinion, the best Nissan Z car ever built is the Z32 300ZX. I mean, there's just, okay, let's address the elephant in the room, the motor. The motor is a problem in a 300ZX. The VG30 is, first of all, not that great in terms of reliability. It's not that great in terms of building power, and it's not that fun to work on. It's pretty cramped in the engine bay that it's in. It's a little bit better than the Z31 I've heard, but apparently it's still a pain in the rectum to work on. But there is no denying, hands down, simply put, you can't deny it. The looks of a 300ZX Z32 is one of the best looking JDM cars, best looking 90s cars of all time. I don't care who you are, you have to agree with that. The Z32 is such a absolutely gorgeous car. It is just beautiful. It has a T-top too, just want to point that out. Absolutely baller. Any car with a T-top automatically gets a little bit of extra points in my opinion. And the headlights were so freaking cool that Lamborghini decided to use them for the Diablo. Like, come on, bro. Like, there's just no downside to a Z32 besides the motor. And again, I'll give you credit, the motor is kind of annoying. But you could put an LS in these cars. People do that quite a bit, actually. They put LSs in the Z32s, and that fixes all the problems. Now you have an awesome car, awesome chassis, beautiful looks, fun car to drive with a freaking LS under the hood that's easy to work on, reliable, and makes good power. Like, come on. I mean, obviously, I know I'm saying you have to completely change the heart and soul of the car to make it fun, and so that probably sounds bad, but you get what I'm saying, man. I freaking love the Z32. I want one so bad. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video, ranking every Nissan Z car or Nissan Fairlady Z, whatever you want to call it, from worst to best in the big 2-6. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Let me know what other videos I'd like to see in the comment section down below. Check the links in the description for any of my other social medias or any of my other YouTube channels or any of that great mumbo jumbo. Thank you guys so much for watching. First off, sorry for not including the concept car, that 350Z concept car. I know some people might be like, well, what about that car? What about that car? That would have been, first of all, dead last because it was the most hideous car I've ever seen in my life. And second, it's a concept car. I'm not including a concept car, obviously. It's just production cars, so yeah, I'm not including that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Obviously, again, sorry for the duration of today's video. It's probably going to be under 10 minutes long. As a matter of fact, it's going to be a very, very short video today. I might not even be able to make like the mid-roll ads or whatever. I think it needs to be over 8 minutes or something like that to get mid-roll ads on videos. Might not even be able to get that today. Who knows? So it is what it is. But again, if it's like 7 cars, I'm down to rate it. But 7 is like the bare minimum. I feel like anything under that, I feel like the video is just going to be too short. Like it has to be at least 7 cars. So like we could do like the Celicas, for example, because there's 7 generations of the Toyota Celica. But like, for example, like the Mitsubishi Eclipse, like there's only 5 if you include the Eclipse Cross, 4 if you don't include the Eclipse Cross generations of the Eclipse, so I can't really do that. But yeah, let me know what other cars you'd like to see me, other car lines, whatever you want to call it, you'd like to see me rank in the comment section down below. Tomorrow's video is going to be a cheap car video. I think it's top 25 cool first cars for high schoolers under $3,000. It's one of my most viewed videos of all time. Is actually the top 25 cheap cars for high schoolers under 3K, but that was like 2 or 3 years ago, and so I want to do an updated list on it in 2026, obviously. So we'll probably do that tomorrow, and then after that, who knows? My schedule is always messed up, so I have no idea what I'm going to be doing on Tuesday. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Das Vidania, and have a nice night.